welcome back to my YouTube channel, Albania TV. Today I'm going to be talking about my first trip to Europe and specifically Albania. It was so much fun. So if that interests you, then stay tuned. What did I expect? Well, to be honest, I expected them to be a little more, I expected them to be, yeah. Prior to leaving Belize, I did some research and they were saying that they were having difficulties in that area. And me being the way I am, I was like, okay, of course I'm not going to be able to look like them and they won't notice me. They will notice because I'm different. And so majority of the people that went with the team is also different than them. So I was just scared a little. I was a little scared, but thankfully that wasn't the case. Like most people, yes, they were staring, but it wasn't in a negative way. You know, they were friendly. They were approaching us. There was a mishap, but I won't get into that. But that was one case. And you'll find everywhere you go. So I don't want to dwell on the negatives. The journey took us around 27 hours. It was Belize, Guatemala City, US, Germany, and then Albania. That was the route that we took. And it was so long because we took a bus from Belmopan to Guatemala City. And the bus driver was so slow. The one in Guatemala was so slow, like God. And all was well. Checked into the hotel, stayed overnight, got up super early, caught the flight. You know those like the jumbo planes that carry like a huge amount of people? I've never been on one of those before, and I usually see them in like the movies where there are people on the plane that are trying to kill someone, you know. But yeah, I was like, okay, cool. So everyone told us that it would have been a very cool place, but when we landed, it was like mid-60s, 60s, and that's kind of like Belizean cold front weather, so it wasn't something that we weren't used to. But as the days went by, it progressively got colder, and the warm cups and gloves and scarves that we packed and jackets definitely were necessary. I don't know if you can see, but my lips tend to get pretty dry, and over there it was like, yeah, damn, dry, broke up. So I had to use Vaseline like every 4 hours to make them moist. Apart from that, I loved it. I didn't want to leave because I didn't see enough of the place. The only place that so far that I said I didn't want to leave is that place. That means they left a lasting impression on me. The beach was really nice. It was cold as hell. I put my hand in there and I just had to pull it out, but pull it out because it made cold. The water made cold. And I was telling the boys, I was like, oh no, I do an ice bath in this water, and then I like missed. They never say you crazy, but then I like, no man. It was hilarious. Let's talk about the purpose of the trip before we dive into any more details. So it was a work trip. I went with a national team, and yeah, they went for a developmental U16 UEFA tournament that was hosted in Albania this year. So that's why we got to travel to that part of the world this year. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, because it wasn't a vacation or a trip for pleasure, we didn't have time to tour, take a lot of photos, joyride and Taliban, like what a lot of people think happens on those types of trips. So I don't have a lot of videos to show you, and the ones that I did take was for the team and is not supposed to be broadcasted elsewhere other than their official platforms. So not gonna see much from me in this video. I'm sorry, but I hope that my personality makes up for the lack of footage. So I got a taste of their culture, their language, the way they interact with people. And I got a little taste of Kosovo and San Marino as well. Awesome places. Kosovo being really, really young in their independent years. I think it was 2019. And then San Marino being such a small little place in Italy, but having such structured and financial, what is it? I don't want to say literacy, because, but I think their GDP is one of the highest amongst the world for their size. So it's like they're doing something really, really great. Yeah, so I got a little taste of the surrounding places, and it was fun. So guys, we went to Tirana, which is the capital, but our hotel that we stayed in, which was the Sol Tropical resort, was in Guyssss, which is like an hour away, or 30 minutes when there's no traffic. The tournament was held in Tirana, and that's why it kind of took us a long time to get there every single time, which is kind of like ordinary for these types of tournaments. Usually you want to pick the best facility possible, and there aren't accommodations close by every single time in every single country, so something that you get used to. And the training pitch was literally 1 minute away, which was perfect for me, the players, and the equipment manager. I think everyone was ecstatic about the fact that we didn't have to drive an hour or anything around there. It was literally 1 minute. We just woke up, got dressed, and walked, which was perfect. It was a beautiful place. I liked the infrastructure. There was some architecture that was beautiful, and I loved it. Quite honestly, at the end of the time I spent there, I was missing the place. Yeah, I was missing it. It was a fun experience for sure. Because we were traveling to a place so far away, of course there was a time difference of 7 hours, and I did not find it hard to adapt to that change. I fell asleep naturally, woke up on time, everything was fine. I'm usually a night owl, so I'm usually someone who doesn't sleep well in the night. For like half of 2023, that was who I was, so it was very easy to just sleep on their schedule. The sockets were different, and I was like, no, why? But they gave us complimentary adapters that catered to our type of plugs, and then they put it in the wall, and it was fine. They went and played 3 matches. They won 1 and lost 2. Let's be honest, the first match was against Albania, and those guys, yeah, they were bigger. Europeans are usually bigger, right? So we expected that. They were bigger, not quite faster, but I think they did a good job. Our guys, the first game, they were very tired. It was 27 hours, and they didn't get much rest because they're not used to it, to the time change. I slept like a baby. It was perfect for me. But not for them, and they couldn't sleep well, and I don't think any of them were homesick at that point. It was just the first 2 days. The first game was definitely because of fatigue and maybe nerves. They've been building up this pressure, like you're in Europe, you need to play like this if you want to be seen, and give it your all. It's necessary, of course, but you shouldn't psych yourself out as a player, you play the way you play, and you are where you are because of the way you play. So you shouldn't overthink it. I did some videos for the federation, and you guys should check it out on YouTube. So before I continue the video, I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate your ongoing support in my music, in YouTube, and in me as a physical therapist. I really appreciate it because I think you guys have just been so nice, and like 506 of you have subscribed and continued to be a part of this journey, and it's just like, man, it's so nice, you know. I know that that number isn't like a whole lot, but for someone like me who has fallen off the horse many times, it's like, wow, it's really, 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 really awesome. So thank you, and I hope to gain more of your support, and I hope you guys actually like my videos when I keep posting them. So now let's get back to the video. Now, yeah, so after every game and before every match on training days, I'm supposed to be there looking over the team, making sure everyone is feeling great, tending to the previous injuries that they received that are minor, but still you want to make sure that they're feeling okay. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun in that way because I got to experience a new place, and this group of players weren't that bad or weren't that difficult to deal with. Like, what I do is physical therapy, right? But a lot of times when you're in contact, close proximity with people, you tend to want to have conversations with them, and after an amount of time, they start opening up to you and telling you about things, you know. And it kind of counts as I'd say a therapy session, because you're getting treated, but you're also expressing the way you feel. And this is a good outlet for a lot of them, because they might not feel safe telling it to a teammate, to a coach, but they can tell it to me, because I will not tell anyone about whatever they tell me. And that goes for a player or a coach or whoever. So I'm a good confidant, and I'm an excellent listener, and I think that's why I gain points with people. So I definitely do. I do love what I do. I can't wait to start branching out to other places. People who need my assistance is fine. I love it. Let's talk about food. What did we eat there? The diet. It was definitely an athlete's diet. There was barely fried anything. It was healthy. That was the most vegetables I ate in like 3 months, in a span of 12 days. It was great. I enjoyed it. Everything, my bodily functions were working perfectly. It was it was great. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Now everything was going well until we got to the point of leaving. That's when things started to go south. Damn it! Are you getting this? Oh. I guess I'll just stay like this. Yeah. The worst part of the journey was the fact that I had to wake up really early. I didn't even get time to sleep. And then when we got to the place, the flight was cancelled. I said, what? And because of that cancellation, we were stuck there for another, well, me and the colleague that was on the same flight with me, we were stuck there for 3 additional days. And I said, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I was not prepared for this. I didn't want to go, but I it was time to leave, but I wanted to do it with the group, you know, because we spent so much time together, and honestly, I wanted to stay with them. And then I was left behind. Cue sad music. I was left behind, and it was sad. This is Nina. You guys probably saw her in the salmonella egg video. I think she was 4, and now she's almost 7. So, were you going in there, big slippers? Okay. So this the slippers. So I had to switch to this camera view because the audio was not giving and I hit when you guys can't hear me, and it's already so difficult because I have such a small voice, blah blah blah. Let's jump back into the video. One thing I didn't mention to you that I think is important is the type of money they use, which is called Albanian lek. L-E-K. Cool. It's a nice word to say, isn't it? Yes. So it's about 92 lek to $1 US, which was good. I got a pizza, like an 8-slice pizza, for 600 lek. An 8-slice pizza for 600 lek. That's roughly $12. Ham, onion, sweet pepper, olives, cheese for $12 at 8 slice, and it never tastes bad at all. I just add some pepper on it and it was great. So yeah, it's definitely a cheaper place. Google says it's one of the cheapest European countries, and while talking to a lot of Albanians, they were telling me like it's a developing country and whatnot, and it's maybe quite possibly the poorest country at this point of time in Europe. And I'm like, damn, you guys are really in a different league, because if this is your poorest, then we're really the one, because god damn, them it look really nice, if I'd be honest. So yeah, so let's go over what I've talked about so far in the video. 1, ooh, the sun is giving. 1, the journey. 2, the cultural experience. This goddamn dog. The cultural experience, the food that we eat, the time difference, the money, the architecture. Those are things that I really just wanted to point out because I liked them, and I thought you should know. Oh, the big R word in Albania. It's present, but I didn't receive any, so I can't say don't go there if you look like me, you know. Yes, guys. So while I was there, I didn't have any intentions to. So while there, I didn't have intentions of doing this video, but I think it's cool, and I wanted to talk about it. I'm sorry if there's not enough videos for you all, but yeah, we have come to the end of this video. Shout out to Gary. Gary's the one who's really been pushing me. She low-key is insulting me by saying, you just dropped right off. But it's not an insult, it's the truth. The truth hurts sometimes. but I needed it. She's one of the reasons I decided to continue, and I will be sticking to it this time. Yes. Shout out to Gary, who's always there, Inge, Dan, Dal. People I talk to every day almost. Every day. People who support YouTube like Shans. And to you guys who watch it, watch my stuff. Can't say enough how much I appreciate you. Yes. So, thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one within the next week or so. Thank you. Last night